Hi, Mark here with the Vanguards of Gaming. We've got an exciting battle report of a 2,000 point match between Caitlin's Skaven army and my Dark Elf army. We have a lot of exciting new things to put on the table, a lot of new figures that I haven't played yet, so we're going to see what happens. These first couple pictures that we have here are of the terrain that we set up. On the left you can see we have a pedestal, as well as farther back on the left a Dark Elf tower that I made myself. In the center of the right side of the table we have a tunnel, sort of a bridge thing, and then we also have that broken down wizard's tower to the right as well, closer to the camera. In the far back of the center of the table we also have another tower that's kind of up on that ridge. You can see there's some elevation of some rough terrain pieces on the board, so that could come into play during the battle. We're going to move along and I'll tell you a little bit about my lineup today. So my lineup starts with my Reaper Bolt Thrower. It's an exciting rare choice. I've only got to use it a couple times before, so I'm excited to get to see what it does in this battle. I also have a Master on a cold one. The Master is running with a Crown of Command and I think some armor. And then to the right of him is the Corsairs with the Sea Serpent standard. If you're a Dark Elf player, I strongly recommend that Sea Serpent standard for your Corsairs. It gives them those extra attacks that really do an amazing job at cutting through Skaven. So looking forward to that. Next up, I've got Morathai, the Sorceress, on her Dark Pegasus. And she has wicked crazy magic. She can do all the spells from the lore of Dark Magic. To the right of her is Normal Sorceress. She's a level 2 Sorceress, and she has a Dispel Scroll for this game. Then next to her is my Assassin. He's pretty sneaky, so watch out for him. Next on the list, one of my favorite units. I love Witch Elves. They have crazy amount of attacks, no armor, so you just put them in there and see how much damage they can do. I have 8 of them, a very random number, and only 2 of them are painted, so this is the one unit in my army that needs to work on getting finished, and the rest are cloaked in shadows for this game in the primed black. Next after them I have my warriors, another weird number. I have 28, so 28 warriors. They're all having shields, full command, all that good stuff, so just a basic core unit. I have my crossbowmen. Repeater crossbows are pretty great. Shooting in, I have 16. That way I can run 2 rows of 8 to get the maximum number of shots. You can see my leader up there with his sword, looking pretty cool. Now my cold ones. Yay, cold ones are awesome. I have 6 cold ones. You can see I have the older unit on the left. He's got a different looking model. He's my leader because he looks a little bit different, and I always think it's funny when he's in the group because he has like a totally different looking cold one. He showed up to the battle, he's like, "Hey guys, I brought a cold one too." They're like, where'd you find that cold one? It doesn't look quite right. But he's the leader of my group, and I'm excited to get to trample over some Skaven with this unit of cold ones. So next up we'll hear from Caitlin, and she'll tell us about her Skaven list, and hopefully it's good enough to beat the evil Dark Elves. Ha ha ha.
Hello, this is Caitlin. I'm going to show you my Skaven army for the battle today. So I'm going to start with my Rat Ogres. There's 5 of them and they have 2 Pack Masters. They're a great unit for going in and just destroying their enemy and crushing them down with their gigantic fists. And then I have a unit of 30 Storm Vermin. These guys are great. They have, you can get them shield and heavy armor, and they're really good at plowing through things. They're really strong, especially for Skaven, which is why they're probably one of my favorite units. And then I also have a Doom Flare. This is about the first or second time I've used it, which is why it is not painted yet. And then I have a General Warlord and a Warlock Engineer. And I have 40 Clan Rats with a Warp Fire Thrower. They are a great unit for just basically keeping stronger guys distracted and then maybe getting a couple of hits in. but if some of them die, it's not a huge deal because there are just a lot of them. Plague monks are really fun. You can give them the plague banner, which basically gives them a better form of hatred for one turn. It's a one use only, and they can have multiple attacks, and they don't have armor, but if they can get the attacks in, they're a really useful unit. I have a Kit Claw, who is one of the magicians for the Skaven army, and he's a really cool one. He's not painted yet, but I'm working on it. He's going to be really cool, and he's very helpful, and the figure is just magnificent looking. Finally, we have 2 Doom Wheels. They're awesome. They're great for just plowing down Dark Elves and splatting them all across the ground. And there's 2 of them, which 2 is better than 1. So they'll be really helpful. They're really cool, fun unit to use. So they're my favorites as well. I have a lot of favorites. So now we're going to go along with deployment and watch the rest of the game.
Alright, I'm going to explain the deployment real quick here. We'll start with the Dark Elf side. On the far right of the table, I've got the Cold Ones, which you can see, the Witch Elves, the Reaper Bolt Thrower. We get a better view here. We've got the Dark Elf Warriors. We've got the Master on the Cold One. To the left of him, the Sorceress, then the Corsairs, then the Crossbowmen, and then to the left of the Crossbowmen, we've got Morathai on the far end of the table. Over to the Skaven side of the map, we've got Doomwheel. Boo. We've got a Kit Claw. To the right of that piece of the terrain, we've got the Rat Ogres, those nasty guys. And then the Stinky Plague Monks. She's got her Fang Leader, War Leader, that guy, in between the Clan Rats and the Plague Monks. We've got the Clan Rats. Farther over, they have a unit. The Clan Rats unit has got the Flame guy. And then the Storm Vermin are the ones who have the Doom Flare. And then farther over, the final Doom Wheel. So that's deployment. Let's start the battle.
Okay, so we have Skaven turn 1. Here's my lineup for my army. And so we're going to start with compulsory movement with the Doom Wheels. So the Doom Wheels both moved up. And then I did not move my other guys up very much. That way they were not in the arc of shooting for the Doom Wheels, and also they weren't within range for the Dark Elves until they had their movement, and then they would lose points for moving. So you can see I didn't move them up very much. I shot power 10 for the Doom Wheel that was closer to the Dark Elves than they were to me. And they're all dead. I killed the entire Cold One unit. They're pretty decimated. They're all lying on the ground, all sad. And that is the end of Skaven turn 1.
Alright, so Dark Elf turn 1. I'll do a quick review here. We got my Witch Elves move forward, my Warriors move forward, Corsairs move forward, Sorceress moves forward, Repeater Bolt Throwers move forward, and then I've got Morathai moves up to this ledge, closer to the tower. I'm using that rough terrain to try to guard against the Doom Wheel, hoping that Caitlin won't take the risk of going over rough terrain and destroying her Doom Wheel. And here's just a general view. You can see my Reaper Bolt Thrower in my shooting phase lines up to shoot towards the Clan Rats. I missed completely. My Crossbowmen line up to shoot the Doom Wheel. I managed to get, I think, 2 wounds on that. The Black Horror is one of the magic attacks I do, and I cast it successfully. And I cast it right over all those Storm Vermin. So pretty much the entire unit of Storm Vermin get hit. They take damage, and then they have to take a panic test. They fail. They run away. And that's my turn 1.
Alright, so here we have Skaven turn 2. We have compulsory movements. And so the Doom Wheel ended up just short of the Witch Elves, and the Plague Monks then charged the Witch Elves and made the charge. The other Doom Wheel ended up close to the Corsairs and the Crossbowmen. In the magic phase, the Warlord got skitter-leaped across the board behind the Reaper Bolt Throwers. And here's the Warfire team. They're going to attack the Warriors, and there that is. Most of the Warriors were destroyed in this attack. And then the Doom Wheel attacked the crossbowmen and destroyed most of the unit. However, there is one guy left staring down the Doom Wheel, planning on destroying it. So there's a picture of that. The one guy's like, I'm gonna get you! Okay, so now we have the Witch Elf Doom Wheel Plague Monk battle. The Doom Wheel shot the Witch Elves and killed 6 of the 9 of them. And then the 3 Witch Elves that are left destroyed a little less than half of the Plague Monks. The Plague Monks that didn't die killed the rest of the Witch Elves. They then reformed to head towards the Warriors. And there they are, and that is Skaven turn 2.
Alright, into Dark Elf turn 2 here. Things are pretty bleak because most of my guys are dead at this point, but I'm going to move forward. I move forward with my warriors, my master, up into that clan rats. They all make their charge. Something that's really great when this happens is Caitlyn fails her fear check, which if you're in a battle with a cold one, you have to test for fear because they're fear-causing creatures. So all of her weapon skills reduced to 1 with those clan rats. And then, boom, it's the assassin. Oh no, I told you he'd be there. The assassin sneaks in, and he's there to help with the warrior battle. Next up, we've got the Corsairs charging the Doom Wheel with the lone guy that survived from the crossbowman fight. He comes to help, so he'll make a big impact, I'm sure. Next, that skitter-leaped warlord is sneaking up behind the bolt thrower. They notice, they turn around and shoot. They don't kill him, but unfortunately when he charges next turn, I can't get the shot off because he's too close now. After that, the warriors win the battle against the clan rats, killing a bunch of them. I don't think they got 1 wound on my warriors. So even though they have strength in numbers and extra ranks and all of that, the warriors scare them away. There's them running away. Haha, silly clan rats. Tricks are for kids. And then I try and fail all my magic. So that's the end of Dark Elf turn 2.
Okay, so we have Skaven turn 3. The Plague Monks charged into the Sorceress. The Storm Vermin with the Doom Flare charged into the Corsairs. And the one Doom Wheel not in battle made its compulsory movement. The Warlock Engineers back there being like, hey guys, I'm coming to fight with you guys. The Warlord destroyed the Reaper Bolt Thrower, just decimated it. Here's the picture of the Doom Wheel, the Corsairs, and the Storm Vermin with the Doom Flare in their battle, and the Plague Monks with the Sorceress. Bunch of Corsairs being like, oh no, we're dead. And then that is where we called it, because Morthai was up there and being like, oh no, we're about to all die. So she decided to run away, and we called the battle.
So that's the end of the game. We decided to call it. There was almost no guys left for the Dark Elves, so we ended here. Skaven victory. Congratulations, Caitlyn. Skaven. And thanks for watching. This is Mark with the Vanguards of Gaming.
And I'm Caitlyn.
And thanks for watching. Let us know what you think. Leave some comments. And thanks for watching.